Hey there folks, how we doing? This following video is about using your metaphysical abilities to see how they work together, separately, what parts of the brain and body. This is a very detailed description of how it happens. The more you understand about what you see, how it happens, and what's involved in it, the easier it is to have more faith in yourself as you're starting to wake up and become aware that there's a lot more going on than you thought, but even more importantly, aware of who you really are and what you really are. This video does cover a broad range of I want to see topics, but it's just there's a broad base of information here for you. We cover a lot of ground, okay? So here we go. Enjoy the video. Good morning, folks. It was 5 o'clock a second ago. Still 5 o'clock a.m. Friday, April 21st, 2017. 005. 0 is completion. 00 is what I call the elder's number of completion, and 5 is physical movement. For me, that's a reminder I've got to hurry up and keep going. I'm on a schedule right now to get out of here. I have a lot to do. Have got to get into the paperwork here just a little bit. There's only so much time I have to get certain things done, but certain things have to be done before I can get out of here and go home. This is an important video. For anyone who wants to know, understand, see things, increase their wisdom, which is merely a collection of understandings, simple understandings that they get from data that they take in and consume, digest. A lot of people think I'm nuts, you know, with what I say. That, well, they're totally unaware and too afraid to to actually try to do it themselves because they have no idea how to. And some people are so selfish and arrogant they don't care about it that whatsoever. Some people, there's so many people on this planet compared to others that are have an excessive amount of lower frequencies, what we call negativity, and they don't care. It doesn't serve what they want to what pleases them at the moment, so they don't deal with it. But when you listen to me, other than a few assholes that pop in and out, you're here because you want to grow, because you want to become yourself. The following information is going to be repeated time and time and time again. There's no copyright on it. There's no nothing on it. This is information people need to have if they're going to awaken in large numbers. I can give you a Ferrari that you'll never drive. I mean, I can't actually give you a Ferrari, but speaking metaphorically, if I could give you a Ferrari, you'll never drive it unless you sit in the seat, put the key in the ignition, and turn it. I used to work on Ferraris. The more you see, the more you can understand. Blind people with no vision, even born that way, can be very strong seers. They see using other senses. I'm going to describe to you right now how the brain works in seeing, how the body works in seeing, how the heart, the solar plexus, the scanner, the pineal, pituitary, how everything sees. Which is how you see. It'll allow you to have more faith in what you're seeing, because we're going to go there too. I'm going to describe different parts of the brain and their function. I've touched on this before, but now we're about to go into it here in just a minute. People who want to stay up on what's going on out in space, this is important to you. So that literally, if you can't see in your mind, you cannot talk to anyone in space, because telepathy is exactly that. Swapping of image, communication back and forth, but you open it up to where it's live, a two-way circuit. Things are much simpler than you would think. Even numerology, when you take it in its basic form, it's very accurate. But it's also a tool that's made to help you awaken your other senses, to realize some factual truth about certain things. Astrology is the same thing, real astrology. There's a lot to understand when you perceive it as something that's new. It's like, wow, okay, that's totally new. Well, once you look at it and start dealing with it, you realize it's not that big a thing. It's just a big thing at first. That's exactly what you're going to run into. The unknown. I mean, a young child learning how to ride a bicycle, that's a big thing. Next thing you know, you can't get them off. They're doing all kinds of crazy things, flips, you name it. Anyway, let's get started. Okay, take a break for a second. Got some boxes got knocked loose. This place is such a mess. Empty spheres, going crazy, building spheres, shipping them out all over the world. Got a pineal sphere I need to build. Those are nice. You take them, set them aside. It doesn't just work on the pineal, it works on everything, but it pushes the pineal hard. Puts the emphasis on it. Just put it next to your bed while you're sleeping. Excuse me. Coffee fights back. Okay, like I said, what I'm about to tell you is very simple. It's as simple as an old man in overalls. This body's age, this vehicle I'm driving, stuck in at the moment, 61 years old. What I am inside is the oldest thing. If you measure age by how many lives, by when you started having lives, and how many you've had, I am the old man. This is one hell of a pineal sphere right here. I just noticed it sitting over there. I need to get it back downstairs where it belongs. This is Deanna's. Sucker weighs a lot. This thing is strong. Powerful. Anyway, when you allow things to be, I'm going to say this real quick, get out of the way. When you allow things to be simple. They're easier to understand because you're not trying to throw a bunch of crap in there. I make a lot of little jokes of, you know, it's like cut myself down. It's really not. It's just put myself in harm's way for verbal whatever. I don't mind. I call myself the old fart in overall sometimes. It's no big deal. The more you can relax, the more you can understand, see, hear, and feel what I'm saying. It's an important thing to be able to relax. People are going to take this information. They're going to speak it themselves, and that's fine. That's good. They will. Period. They have to, because this information needs to spread. What is it? The old Greek mythology thing about Prometheus began human life or something or other. Brought fire to the earth from the gods. So how should things really be that important to us? Should we have Prometheus incorporated, and every time you turn on a gas stove you have to call up for permission and pay a fee? No. People are going to take this information. They're going to put out videos with nice graphics and stuff that I can't do and don't have the time to, okay? And more people are going to understand it. More people are going to learn it. Doesn't matter who said it first. What matters is that it comes out. What matters is that the mail got delivered, okay? I saw a picture one time that it was just an actual image picture someone sent me, and it said men in the caption is "Men in overalls built this country, men in suits destroyed it." Actually, everything was done from the other side, original first being male and female, but there's a lot of truth in that. Farmers came here to grow crops. They came here to create a food supply. And cotton, everything else, going back to Britain. And Britain put the tea tax on us over here when we were colonies. Just like when my last life in as Gandhi in India, they said we couldn't make our own salt, we had to buy theirs. Everything we bought we had to buy from them. Frack them. Who the hell were they? Anyway, and so should it be with information of this sort. Now, there's other information that, you know, should be treated properly in that manner, but not something like this that people need to awaken, something that's so simple and it's a part of them. It's important in school that our children learn about anatomy, the physical makeup of the body and everything else. What are you going to try to limit that information to? No. My videos, the DVDs, that's copyrighted, so nobody can take it and sell it, and there's money that still has to come in to take care of things. This information is out there. It's being put out there. It's free for a reason. It's needed. It's needed for everyone to wake up and cut themselves. Jay's crazy. He can't see this shit. Well, yeah, actually I do. I see and do more than I ever tell anyone. That it's not important. It's not about me. Anyone that knows me really close, talk to them sometime. Get an idea of exactly what's been going on for years now. You'll find out when you drop your body, go home. You know, it's no biggie. It's not needed for here. What's needed for here is that y'all have the information you need to awaken your body, your physical body parts, evolve them, your DNA included, and also to become aware of who you really are. Anyway, let's get going. There's something going on right now. I'm trying to deal with it. Right there. Okay. Seeing, how does it happen? First off, when we see something, that's okay, wrong way to phrase that. When we see something that's energy, how do you see it? Can you see electricity coming out of a wire? No, not unless you really relax and feel the energy flow, and then you're going to see it in any shape or design that you develop in your head. You have to have some type of basis of a image in your brain to understand what you're seeing. Excuse me. When people talk telepathically, they literally swap images back and forth. But it's live. It's live. But also, once you connect to them, your hearts are engaged. I talk with folks out in space. They're in other galaxies. They're in other galaxies. They're incredibly far away, some of them. The heart has incredible power you're not aware of. Sometimes people who are empathic can be in a store somewhere and the hearts go crazy for no reason. And next thing you know, you find out there's someone near you, someone in the store who's really frantic about something. Well, you didn't know. Well, you knew that something was going on. Your heart rate went up. You didn't go into hysterical tachycardia where your heart's going to explode, but you could feel the anxiety because the heart feels. The heart also sees. The heart's incredibly strong. It really is. It sees in its own way. So does the solar plexus. Okay? These are all different body parts that need to be exercised, utilized to understand them and how they function better. This takes time. This takes application. But it does work. It's real, it happens all the time, and most everyone is not aware of it. That's what we need to change. Just a minute. Okay, back again. I was having a hard time talking, and after cleaning everything around me, I was still being pulled, literally just being pulled away, and I'm like, what the hell? So then I went ahead and had to turn the video off and see what's going on, and because I could feel myself inside being pulled away, and it's like, what the hell's going on? So I'm looking and seeing something. There's something that had to happen. It's very strong. And then there was a group of people coming together that didn't quite understand it. And I started talking with Black Panther, part of me, and I said, what the hell's going on? And I said, I'm trying to focus on this video here to get this thing done. And he said, counsel. So I'm like, okay, great. So then I go looking for a counsel in space, something or other, what's going on? Excuse me. And then I just relaxed, opened up and just reached out, and then I started seeing certain council members. The head council member, his name is Zarin. He's one of my animal spirit guides. He's source spirit animal, source animal. For he and I to communicate, he takes the form of a huge white tiger, Siberian tiger. Excuse me. And again, anyway, there's something that needed to be done, so I did it. I've told you before that that some of the things I tell you, I said this years ago in the old channel. Unless someone downloaded it, it's pretty much gone. I told you a long time ago that I tell you things that others don't even know on the other side. I don't mean other people here, I'm talking about on the other side. Well, it's true. When y'all are out of body and your normal self on the other side, you did not know that there was 4 new beings growing in the first dimension. It's actually in the books. Excuse me. So when I put that out, then it got a lot of attention, not just here. Didn't get that much attention here on this planet because you know, this book isn't on the bestseller. It just came out. It's information. It's a textbook type situation written by a man that's in overalls, but there's no breakdown of numerology and everything. It'd be easier to numerically. But anyway, excuse me. It'd make it easier to read. Hey, did the best I could. Isn't that all any of us can do? But those folks on the other side, they've never seen them, because I've said before, the first dimension is closed off. There's a barrier around it. Well, you not only can you not get in there, you can't see in there. And they were just shown what's in there. And there was a legal declaration of the new format. Now, some people, you know, say, okay, you know, Jay, as soon as I start believing you and it makes sense and I understand, then you come up with this stuff that's just, all, you know, it's so crazy. It's like, you know, it just makes it harder for me to believe you. But isn't that what I'm supposed to do? Excuse me. If I'm trying to help you understand if there truly is equality throughout creation, am I not supposed to let you know most of the stuff that's going on? Some stuff's personal to me. I'm not telling you about it. A lot of stuff I know about you, I'll never tell anyone about. Sometimes you know, yourself also. I have to watch it when I was giving consults. Sometimes I tell you things that you weren't quite ready for, but you know, still, in the end, I'm pretty good at figuring that out. All of you are incredibly huge, ancient, powerful, incredibly intelligent beings. Like I like to say, people, animals, plants, you know, energy, spirit. So, if I don't push it past the limit, then how do you learn? This crap's not about me anyway. It's about you, everyone. Excuse me. So, get my water, two-fisted drinker today. When you're seeing stuff, it's hard to get in there and focus on what you're seeing, but if you don't relax and let go and just accept what you're seeing, you're never going to see anything. It's like if someone comes in your house and they have a baseball bat, they're going to hurt you. It's like you trying to imagine they're not there. Well, when you go to see something, it's not going to come back and attack you, but you can't ignore what you see, not if you really want to be awake and aware of everything happening around you. That's why you tune in now. That's why you tune in later. That's why your children will be following the same suit. There's others that are here that they're going to help you learn that. They learn from me. They get stronger. They see, and I'll be telling them more when I get out of here. I am the grandpa of the family. So as you go to sea, at some point in time, if you're ever going to really see things, you have to learn how to start to trust yourself. Number one, relax. Let it go. Let all the frustration, oh crap, I got to pay this bill. You have to find a way to let it go. Excuse me. Many people have been forced to overspend. That's being taken away. Like I said too, the new format has just been declared on the other side, law. So that is going to make a significant difference in your lives. You'll see it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who said it. You know what matters is that it happens. I want to give you physical reason to understand that you have a good reason to listen to what I say. But that doesn't mean I want anything to be about me. Because it's not. I'm just a tired old man ready to go home. Anyway, the janitor. I like that. Anyway, so how do we see how does this brain do this? You don't need any more personal power, spiritual power. No, there's no God. I'm talking about you, spirit. Spirit is sentient energy. There's no religion involved. It's spirit, sentient energy. So when something is spiritual, it is about spirit that is evolved from being its original state of energy. So how does spirit see? How do you see when you're in a body? The power level you have, all of you have more than what you need. The physical bodies have what you need. They've been made not to work, mostly by that barrier that was put down your middle of the brain, separating mostly the conscious mind or the spirit from the planet. It's that weaves in and out, flows in and out of itself. Don't try to hold that as an exact thing. And then there's the you part of your spirit on the right-hand side of the head, and the barrier that goes down there, the two hemispheres of the brain, and then there's a barrier, energy barrier that went down the middle of your brains. Excuse me, all of that has been removed. That can be removed. Someone's a doctor. Most scientists, definitely someone who's building huge skyscrapers. When somebody needs to be really cranial, there's a little more of that barrier than normal. Surgeon, brain surgeon, neurosurgeon, they have to pretty much be kept out of the, most of them have to be kept out of the loop for the most part about exactly what's going on. Could you imagine a brain surgeon or a great neurosurgeon working on someone's back, and all of a sudden little elf just gets stupid, just does what it's not supposed to, and goes running across the guy's back, and he sees it and snap, busts an important nerve? Not good. The other side does run this one, but they're not you're not attached to strings. The whole new process on the other side is guidance, not beating someone up. Guidance until you get abusive, then get ready, bend over and kiss your butt goodbye. That doesn't mean your body dies. That means you get hammered. So anyway, that barrier's been lifted, so both parts of the brain can talk and see better with each other. Okay. That gives you more understanding, and a lot of people, these parts of the what used to be part of Gaia, these little pieces she broke off and she was made to, so that they can go into bodies and confuse your lives even more. Their planetary essence, they need a planet body to be in. Okay, well guess what? They don't have that. It's sad. But they don't. It's part of their abuse. Everything Everything's been being abused. Anyway, so sometimes when you connect with them, you have problems, but for the most part, it still makes you stronger. You become more aware of stuff. When you learn how to relax, it helps the two parts of yourself work together as one. So, anyway, the physical body itself, the way energy flows through it, you have your core energy, which is like a strong river with the two different forms of your spirit that flow in and out of each other while maintaining their own personal independent cohesion. Their energy, they flow in and out of each other. Okay, excuse me. The solar plexus is strong gut feeling. It's buried 3/4, 7/8 of the way inside your core energy. The heart's attached inside there, flowing with it, about maybe 1/4 of it to 1/3 of it, probably usually more like 1/3 of it is of its energy is got the core energy, the dual spirit core flowing through it. Okay, there's like a vortex at the bottom of the where the spine meets the hip. It goes down into the bottom of the actual hip bone, the pelvic bone, and then it comes up and goes just outside of the crown, and it's moving around here. It kind of likes to stay in the head though, and turns around and goes back down. And then there's a filter, energetic filter like this, put around everybody to make sure that their emotions don't go freaking out into the rest of their bodies, the rest of you outside of your body. Okay, because if you did, then you got a big spirit over there that's freaking out. No, and everybody be like that. You can't have that. Anyway, that's the basic energy flow. Now, when it comes up through the heart, okay, go from the base where the emotions are, then it comes up, goes through the solar plexus, the gut, the trust your gut, you know, your basic instinct. Often wolf, bear is associated with that, other animal energy. So it comes up, then it goes through the heart, then it comes up, you know, through the throat, goes up into your head, goes into the hypothalamus. And then from the hypothalamus is, I often call it a control point, but that's not really correct. It doesn't control everything. It's a nexus, a meaning, a ganglion, depending on, you want to look at this biology, theology, whatever. It's a central point, connection point of spirit in your body. What you see through the pineal field goes, it's in the pineal gland, just in the back part of the spine, and the energy goes through the spine, comes right out into through the brain and out onto the head. The pineal gland feeds the energy field that goes from the right above the clavicle to right above the eyebrows, right up here. Okay, that's the pineal field. Now, the actual pineal vision, what part of the brain takes care of that? There's always more than one. You have the major occipital lobes in the back of your brain, one for the right side, one for the left side. And then there's another occipital lobe in the front of your head. Okay, that's like a big retina screen. Is retina the right thing? Anyway, it's like a big screen, and the energy goes into that and sees. Also, the energy is coming out of your scanner right here. This part of your brain where it goes in, it comes out, and that they actually blend together. That's why when I used to crank people up, I crank up the pineal, I crank up the scanner, and then I blend them all together. I've put it out on video. I've taught all my family members how to do it that way. It's become common knowledge. There's no patent. You know, it's time for everyone to wake up. It's like trying to patent away a mop or something. That's stupid. Anyway, the pineal, where it's in the back, and then it flows through, excuse me, the energy flows through the main part of the brain stem and comes out through the front. It goes to the hypothalamus. Okay, to the pituitary gland. Creates high definition. Okay, oh, by the way, the pineal gland, that's how you see multidimensionally, any dimension. And it'll go as far as you are strong, okay? Don't forget, when you go to do something, the field builds up energy around you and helps you get there. So you don't have to do it all yourself. That's why, like I said, y'all are really strong, but you can do more than what you think you can do. Because you have help. So, crap. Just a minute. Okay, where was I? This isn't about seeing, it is such a job to change the format from abuse to one of honor and compassion. Mostly non-abusive. Everything's always been run like that since the very beginning. The more you see, you're going to understand for yourself. What's on the other side is just you when you're not in the body. There's no magic, there's no great God, there's just family. Anyway, I gotta hurry up before I gotta go again. Do something else. It's understandable though. Again, there's that word, understand. Excuse me. Understanding is paramount to your existence, whether you're in or out of body. Everyone's waiting for this perfect nirvana when they're out of body. Hey man, it's cool as hell. It's like my second creation book, Creation is beginning. It's not, the first one is Creation is beginning your origin. The second one is Creation, its journey evolving into paradise. Well, you know, it's not there's no such thing as a perfect paradise, but when you've had a hell life, like you've been in prison, all of a sudden you're free, that's like paradise, okay? So when you free these bodies and you're yourself again, oh, what a relief. You don't eat, sleep, you know, you just keep going. There's no pain, no suffering, you just go. Have fun. You have your feelings, emotions, you sense things, feel things so much, 100 times stronger than what you do. You can you have access to all your intelligence. You can look at any part of any one of your lives. You had over 1 trillion lives, no problem. You can access all of it right away. That's how smart you are. Anyway, it's just well, whatever. I can't. Some stuff you just can't talk about. Anyway, back to the video. It's been a bit of a crazy morning. Excuse me. There's a lot going on though. Seeing pineal. Oh yeah, and the pineal's in the back of the spine, but it goes through the hypothalamus, and then from there keeps flowing and goes on to this occipital lobe here. Okay, and the scanner kind of goes through it. There's a occipital lobe here, and then there's another thing right here. This one is the sensory something or other. It's more for the scanner, but the scanner also goes down into that occipital lobe. So it's like I've always said, the strongest extrasensory perception you have is a scanner. So if you get a picture of the brain, look at the front occipital lobe, and then look at the section of the brain right above it. The one right above it is mostly scanner, and then the front occipital lobe is mostly the pineal. But they do blend together. And again, it all goes through the hypothalamus. The scanner energy, that comes from all over the place inside the brain, and that's as far as I ever take that. That's what everyone wants to understand, exactly how it happens, where it goes, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not going to give the government, military, the other idiots, you know, that abuse people. They'll be abducting people and animals and tearing their brains open and experimenting on them while they're awake and alive. These assholes need to have it done to them. Anyway, calm down. I do have memories of a lot of things in different lives, and one thing, the general feelings of stuff and thoughts of stuff, you have all that inside you. Again, it's a basic understanding of who you really are and what's going on. what's been going on since the very beginning of creation. I was there for the first life. My better half and I, has been hell. It's been wrong. Anyway, this part of the brain, just think of the most of the front third of the brain literally cranks up energy, bunch of small energy fields within it, and then it goes out through the scanner. Scanner's remote viewing. You see this dimension just a little above, a little below. The pineal's multidimensionally everywhere. The scanner is higher definition viewing. So anyway, from the hypothalamus gland inside the brain, excuse me, the brain that's creating all this information and everything, it's, I mean, for the scanner, the sync through the scanner, it sees through the scanner, and then it's also connected to the hypothalamus. Everything goes in and out. Okay, now, that is what most of the people that have the best memory possible, you find out they're usually solar plexus oriented, and they use a scanner. The scanner is very well attached to the solar plexus, you know, through the solar plexus energy. Okay, and pineal is, it's not separated from everything else, but it is pretty much a thing of its own, just like the heart. Okay, we're going to go through these things one at a time. So you already know about the pineal. Okay, with the pineal, with the eyes, the physical eyes you have in your head, where it goes into the brain, and believe it or not, it goes, everything goes in and out of the hypothalamus, in the corner of your eyes where you see stuff. Okay, that's not in this dimension, but it's energy that's being so strong at the very corners of your eyes you can see multidimensionally, just one above, one below. Okay, not all over the place, just close by to you, dimensionally close to you. And then you actually see it right where you barely hit your peripheral vision. That's where you can literally see multidimensionally. That's where you have the ability to see multidimensionally. That's where your spirit guides will make themselves a dark energy field, and then just, you know, they make themselves, they crank up their energy, which gives like a charcoal black look, and they go like this, to go just out of the corner of your eye, and they go boom, bye. They're trying to show you, hey, we're here, we're real. Now, inside our eyes, a lot of us, most all of us, we have little things that, when I was a kid, I called them floaters, and that's what they call them now. It's like little images that just float around. It's just part of our eyes, and you go to look up, and then slowly they go looking up, right? And, you know, they start all like it's like they're all on a sheet, invisible sheet, and they all start moving up together. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about something that's in the corner of your eyes that makes like a kind of a dark looking color. It's just building up its power to make sure you can see it, and then it darts right by. That's your spirit guides working with you. It's like when your ears are ringing, they're working on you, adjusting your ears, so it's easier for you to hear them. Okay, let's leave the pineal at this point. Okay, that's enough for you to understand exactly what it is, how it operates. Now with the scanner, I had already explained a good bit of that. That scanner field comes up over here, whereas the pineal is from here, from the right above the clavicle to right above the eyebrows, a little indentation, blah. That's the pineal. Above that, right here, is a scanner, and it literally comes off like this. The energy field extends out of you a little bit, and that's where you sense things, know things, and we're, like I said a few times, remote viewing. When we go to remember something, we go back. We literally go into our heads, relax, and try to focus on something. When we do that, we're using all of this to go back in time to go see, but the scanner is a very important part of that. Okay, it's the biggest part of it. You see more of your memory through the scanner than you do the pineal. You won't find that anywhere else either. I mean, there's no yay whoopie-doo jay. I mean, this is important, folks. Download this video, keep it. as time goes on, you yourself, you know, your family, those you love, your children, their children, their children. This is stuff that they'll have. The next 100 years is the big wake up on this planet. Overnight? No. It doesn't happen overnight. There's no magic. Excuse me. Okay, so anyway, that's all I can tell you about the scanner. And remember, the core and everything else that goes all the way through the hypothalamus, energy from the core goes right through the hypothalamus, and the hypothalamus is a central point, connection point, a nexus of all your abilities, metaphysical abilities, and most functions of the body. That's why celestite is such an important thing. Here's a piece of it right here. Dan and I just got some more. This is really nice stuff. This is very strong energy, celestite for the hypothalamus gland. It's kind of relaxing too. It's a clearish crystal, very translucent, nice. Got it sitting on a piece of sodalite, which is kind of funny because they really go together well. Sodalite works on the front 2/3 of the brain more than anything else, and it helps you in developing your abilities. The spheres have a lot of sodalite in them. Okay, now what about the heart? I've talked about the heart seeing. People say, boy, Jay's nuts, thinks the heart sees. The heart feels. You can see someone in trouble with your heart. You can feel the frequencies that come out of someone, helps you see who they really are. The heart takes the strongest emotions you have from the base chakra, plus it takes the stronger or strongest thoughts from your brain, pulls it down into the heart, moves it around, creates a feeling. Okay, that feeling that the heart's working with, it has data in it from the brain, which is imagery, but it adds to it the understanding and knowing and reception of different frequencies that it feels. Remember, the heart puts out over 300 times the electrical output of the brain, and thousands of times the magnetic pulse of the brain. Okay, it's powerful as hell. The fact that it pumps blood and nutrients through your body is imperative to life, to your body's life. But it does so much more than that. So it's taking all these frequencies that it gets from inside your brain, from your emotions, and then it creates a feeling. Now, as it creates this feeling, it sends out, it extends outward, almost like a magnetic pulse, very much like one, very much part of it, sends out a pulse, and it touches all the other heart energy from other people and comes back in. Excuse me, earlier I was talking about people who are very sensitive in their hearts, and they can be in the store and their heart starts racing for no reason, and then the next thing you know, they might see a mother go running out to her car, or a man in a big rush to do something, or it could be someone behind a cash register, an employee freaking out about, damn, I got to do something about paying bills. But whatever it is, if they feel it, it's a hard impulse, a hard pulse that came from someone else's heart. So imagery comes from the brain. The heart takes some of that, so the heart has imagery. It also has feelings, and it taps into the brain's library of image, okay, of different images. So it has a way to understand. But when you see through the heart, you don't see that image. You see through a knowing. That's because the heart's putting all this together. the actual image and the feelings. It creates something that you can almost get a good image of, but it's really hard. You can't quite get that complete image. Well, that's because the heart's taking some imagery, but it's adding more to it. There's not an image for that. There's no way your brain can physically understand that. That's why people know they're seeing and feeling with their heart, and it's like, you know, I knew this person was this or that, and I don't know how. You know, I don't understand. I couldn't really see them, but well, yeah, you could see them. You just didn't have an image to go with what you were seeing. You know, it's just, again, it's an understanding. The heart and the hypothalamus gland work together to create understanding. So when you can't get that image, and your heart, yeah, I was going to say heart bound. When the strongest energy field in your body is heart, there's heart, pineal, and then solar plexus. Okay. The scanner is mostly relative to the solar plexus. When your heart is your strongest energy field, the one you work with and through the most, it's different how you're going to see things. You don't have the image to go with it, but you need to trust your heart. Again, understanding. Okay? You are not broken. You are not defective. You are not doing anything in any kind of incorrect manner. You are not wrong. You are learning how to understand with your heart. Maybe the strongest part of you. Okay? The solar plexus energy field is often considered the strongest singular energy field. Well, don't you have to do that? It's inside your main core. 3/4 to 7/8 of your solar plexus is buried inside your core energy. There's more energy going through the solar plexus than anything else. When the bodies were first made, when the bodies were first made, they would come together inside your spirit plus the spirit of the planet get together, and Gaia helps you, and then literally you would pull in physical mass from the planet and build a body. It's kind of weird how it happens, and then it finally finishes going in the solar plexus. Be right back. Okay, other side issues. Oh yeah, when you go see and look, lots of times you're using so much, your brain actually flexes and moves inside, and it doesn't take much movement to create pressure issues. And like if you're on a plane, goes up high in the air, especially if you're congested a little bit, your sinuses, you have to, you know, it's like you open your mouth like you're going to yawn, like that. Like I just did, to relieve the pressure build up in my head. You feel it in the ears. Just doing some stuff on the other side. Anyway, I'm tired. This video is really important. I got to get it out, but man, there's so much stuff going on. Solar plexus. Heart. Okay, yeah, I got the heart finished. Solar plexus. The solar plexus puts out a it's a understanding of, it's part feeling. Again, it's a little bit related to the heart, but you feel, because remember, it goes in and out of the heart. Okay, the hypothalamus is the primary nexus of stuff going through the body, but we're all the parts of us are connected. The solar plexus has a basic yes or no feeling, but it's like some of the lights have a little I forget, like a potentiometer on it. You can slide it up. A dimmer switch goes up and down. That's very much like That's very much like the understanding process of solar plexus, like a yes or no, definitely not, or kind of yeah. It slides back and forth. It's a basic understanding which helps you know go or don't go, do or don't do. That's correct or it's not. It helps you, and it's not always a definite yes or no. So, you know, honestly, isn't life such a way that it seldom is? It's not just life, it's existence, whether in a body or out. Very few things are so cut and dry. So anyway, the scanner really utilizes, the solar plexus really utilizes the scanner to see, to retrieve information. So anyway, I got to get running, but I wanted you to have this basic information. I'll be putting out DVDs that'll talk about it in greater detail, but I have to break that down into smaller sections. It takes too long. Anyway, folks, look, love you, man. The hardest part about seeing is the hardest part about waking up is learning how to trust yourself. Understanding is a key to that. And everyone has to develop their own personal understanding. You have to engage in doing this, and every time you do, you learn something new. Pretty much. Especially at the beginning. I've been alive and very strong for 8 years. I still see and do new stuff all the time. Remember, you're huge. You're incredibly powerful. You're incredibly intelligent. There's also only the strongest part of you, but only a teeny part of you wedged into a human body. That's like taking you, throwing you in a tar pit. That's like wrapping chains around you, 5 tons of chain around you, and then throwing you in a river and say, gee, swim. Why don't you swim? So it's not easy at first, but once you start doing it, yeah, once you have faith in yourself, those chains disappear. You have to start. Don't be afraid to start. Don't be afraid or concerned about can you become yourself. You already are. I'm a very simple man who has a pretty simple way to give you the information you need to get rocking and rolling and becoming yourself. To get you moving. Now, I'm no simpleton, but I'm simple. Folks, I love you, man. The more you relax and open up, and then you start talking, seeing, and everything, then it just starts growing. Okay? The excitement you have when you first start doing this is an adrenaline rush. As time goes on, you settle down. It's not as the adrenaline rush is not the same thing, because it's always exciting, more exciting the first time. It's like you go to an amusement park, you ride a roller coaster. The first time you ride it, it's like, wow, that's incredible. And then each next succeeding time, you understand more about it. When this does that, that does that, you start to learn about it, but it's not quite as exciting as the first time. So, but it's still usually more fun. When you start using your abilities and everything, every time you talk to someone new, that's exciting. We have friends in space waiting to talk to everybody. Barriers are being broken down, torn down. Something is in a process right now. We have a lot of very nasty, aggressively, what people will call evil people here. Extremely low frequencies, where they almost flatline low frequency. They're in bodies, they're killing people. You're going to find some of these people dying, killing themselves, killing each other. It's going to come on kind of strong. That's in a process of being made to happen. So, and that comes from the other side. It's a soft way to start taking out all the crap. I've said before that we learn from each other more from watching and observing than we do listening. But listening is important. That's why my last life is Gandhi. I said, be the change you want to see in the world, because that's how you make it happen. The other side is understanding that, learning that, this new council. It's not too many more years before you'll be running it yourselves from the other side. That's what needs to happen. And then the real strong stuff just stays around things, they find abuse, they deal with it. And the other new first beings, like I've said in the other video, they're not going to be a problem at all. A lot of them are going to be an asset. The fourth one, the last one, I expect the last one to come out is the youngest. It's beautiful. So much compassion. Wow. That's going to change everything. Anyway, folks, look, love you, man. Have a good one, and see you soon. I always forget to say something, and this time I'm really proud of myself. I didn't even have to get out of the chair. Usually I turn everything off, take the card downstairs, start to render it, and I'm like, man, gotta go back up. It's important for you to engage yourself. That's the most important thing. If you don't put the key in the ignition and turn it on, you ain't going anywhere. But also, you have help. You have aids. Okay, down at thespiritualfoundation.com. It's part of The Spiritual Foundation. Yes, it's a real thing now. Everything you need, stone energy, information, it's all there. Rune cards, talking with your spirit guides. Folks, these cards are very important. This is something I knew I had to make. I used to cut the runes myself, but it takes 5 hours to make a nice set of runes. These are okay, this is hanging out there for some reason. This is one of the Elder Futhark, Taiwa's warrior. We're about, open rune. There's a lot of, open rune. There's a lot of people, where's Taiwa's? That's Taiwa's. I don't know if it was shown the other video. This is open rune. A lot of people have said, no, that's not part of the Elder Futhark and everything else. Well, one of my lives when I was a little kid, like a 10-year-old boy, pulling these rune cards. I mean, I had actual runes then. But pulling runes is what I meant to say. I'm just tired. This body does not, can't do what it used to. Anyway, I always had an open rune. And if you were to put a symbol on it, which it needs not to have a symbol on it because it's open, it's a clear sheet of paper where anything can happen, the symbol on it would have to be a question mark. Meaning, okay, what's going on? What's happening? The open rune means stuff is being made to change. That source itself is on the other side is involved in doing something. And then so that can mean be careful. That could mean immediately open up all your abilities and see and feel. Remember, you do see with the heart, and it's through feeling and some imagery that comes from the brain. It's really important that You open up. Open room, open yourself, feel the field around you. What's going on in the field? Everything happens through the field because the field is everywhere. Everything's in the field, whether it wants to be or not. Nothing is strong enough to stop the field. Nothing. So these rune cards, there's so many of them. There's all these different symbols. The rune book, it's like a pamphlet, but it's a book. Different symbols, the basic meanings of them, and sometimes you'll pull a card that's got a different meaning. There's also a rune DVD. On the rune DVD, I pull every single card out, and I explain every one of them. If you have those three things, it will so enhance your talking with spirit guides, talking with spirit, and as you get the message, you go back with your abilities. No such thing as a gift there. The only one gift any of you ever got from the original first being was being removed, so you become yourself. After that, nothing. There's no such thing as a gift. You know, what they give you? Disease? No. Anyway, these abilities are yours. So then you just open yourself up, use your abilities that are there, just let them go, let them flow, boom, go out. And then when you're getting a message and you're talking with your spirit guide, because all of a sudden you start to feel and realize, I am having a conversation, something is talking with me, and then you reach into it a little deeper, you can read their frequencies. You can read the frequencies. It's like a name tag. It's like seeing someone. Those cards do so much to strengthen your abilities in these spheres. These things are crazy powerful. And you put them next to your bed when you're sleeping. And you can also, you know, take your hands, get close, and feel the energy going back and forth. You can feel it. I mean, it's the spiritualfoundation.com. I bought that years ago, many years ago. I knew it had to be, and it's there for you. So it's important stuff. And those necklaces are very strong. The necklace goes around the core energy, goes around your neck, goes around your core. It continuously feeds soft energy to your core. Dan is incredibly able to read frequencies and pick the right stones for you. A lot of source is. They understand. Anyway, everything you need is there except you turning the key. So all I want is for y'all to be who you really are, to wake up. And it's a wonderful thing to realize who you really are. And then it's an even nicer thing to help others do the same thing. Don't we have to start with ourselves first? Be the change you want to see in the world. This is the true awakening. That barrier between the two sides of your brain, source barrier, that being taken out, other things happening, sure, that is important. That does a lot to help you. But it's you that makes it happen. It's about you, it's for you. You have help, but you have to do this. And it's once you get over the fear of jumping on that bicycle seat when you're a little kid, the next thing you know, you're doing flips. Folks, I love you, man. Have a good